This is Tri-Cities Mixtape. We are Silence in the Trees.
And our first song is going to be Devil's Tongue.
I feel connected to the present and the past. I understand but don't know how to get past. I just saw a bear with an iPad. What if it's upside down? I need to kill my husband. He's hungry for the rabies. So I think that maybe he might be gotten crazy. But grace is just a I've been making it on my own. No stone sewn in my bones. So I think it may be wrong. He's been waiting for so long. Only God knows why we came here. Still the devil don't know shit. You go ahead, shaking hands and getting rich. Worms under my feet. Something is rotting in the brain. My bones are shaking, the clock is racing. My arms are breaking. Tell me I'm crazy, 'cause grace is just a word.
We are Silence in the Trees. My name is Dylan. This song is called Right Where I Belong, which I also wrote about my girlfriend who I love so very much.
Okay. Nerd.
I'm falling to my knees for you,
Welcome to the Tri-Cities Mixtape. This is Miguel Ortiz. Today I have a very young band from, I think, Pasco.
Kennewick.
Oh, Kennewick.
Kennewick.
Welcome to the show, Silence in the Trees.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
I'm Dylan,
And I'm Yami.
and we're Silence in the Trees.
All right, yeah. I guess, from right to left, you already told me your names. What's your role in the band?
I do all the instrumentation and all the producing. Pretty much I get all the instruments down on the computer and then record her vocals.
I sing the lyrics that sometimes I write and sometimes Dylan writes.
All right, so how did you guys come together to form this band, and how long have y'all been a thing?
Well, we've been friends since sophomore year.
In high school.
Yeah, in high school where we met in our English class. And we were put together because we were so much smarter than the other kids that we had to read Lord of the Flies by ourselves.
Oh, right.
And
It was
then-
like four kids that were really smart.
And it was us.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we were two of them, and then I've been making music since like 8th grade, and then
Nice.
I'm like, I think you'd like this song, and she's a singer, so I'm like, you want to be on this song?
Yeah. Okay, well then, let's get in your villain origin stories here. How did you get started in music?
Okay, so for me, I've always been interested in singing. When I was younger, I would go up to stages and just like perform wherever I could.
Yeah.
And so
Are you
now,
a middle child?
No, actually, I'm the oldest.
Oh, really? Okay. there you
Yeah.
go.
But I really enjoyed that attention. It was great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
It's like crack. I mean, I've never smoked crack, but like performing in
feels
front
like-
of an audience and doing well,
Yeah.
it's like it is such a
I have
rush.
to
It's
imagine
such a
that's what
high.
crack is like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't smoke crack, kid.
Don't.
Yeah.
Or adults. Nobody
Yeah.
smoke crack.
nobody. Okay, but yeah, that's how I got started. And I always wanted to make music, but I never really knew how. And then I met Dylan, and he made music, and I was like, okay, I think this is my chance. I'm hanging on.
Since 8th grade.
So, yeah,
you started?
I mean, I guess I've always been like into music my whole life, but it was middle school I started getting into music a lot. And then my friend Moses he used to make beats, and he would just make them and he'd just show us. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. And I started making my own, and they were pretty bad. And I don't think they really started being good until like maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
Because I feel like a lot of the first part of learning to make music is learning the technical aspects and then applying yourself to it.
Yeah.
And so,
And also, you have to be bad at it for a
yeah,
while.
and you have to accept it.
You have to make so many shitty songs.
You have to
till you
accept
get
that
to
it's
a
going to be
good
bad,
one.
yeah. And so I feel like I started developing a style around like my freshman and sophomore year when I started listening to a lot of grunge music, and so that was kind of
Right.
the whole sound of that first album was very grungy because that was like the music that kind of put me on to being a rock star, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, who were your first influences, Yummy, musically?
Oh my god, this is gonna sound so off because of the band, and it's like a rock band, but Ariana Grande.
Okay.
I started listening to Ariana Grande.
Yeah, we're also all victims of our time and place in pop culture.
Right.
Oh, for sure. And I started with her and then a bunch of like music in Spanish, of course. And, I always kind of wanted to make music in Spanish. I think that's still one of my goals. I'm working on it. I'm not going to say that I'm great. I kind of suck. Like Dylan said, the first songs are going to suck. But,
Right.
Eventually you're going to get there. But I really like making songs in English too, and I think that rock is like such an expressive, genre.
What's easier for you to write in?
Probably English, which is so
Yeah.
odd because my first language is Spanish.
Right.
But I don't know. I guess I've learned to become more expressive in English.
Right. And what were the influences that not just made you want to pick up an instrument or start making stuff, but your writing and creation of this first batch of songs?
I feel like Nirvana is always like a big one. If you're like every modern guy that's in a rock band is gonna be inspired by Nirvana. Weezer was a big one. It's like a big joke between all my friends
Yeah.
that I was the biggest Weezer fan, and
Right.
I played it up so much to make it seem like I was obsessed with Weezer.
Mm-hmm.
But those two were probably the biggest ones for the first album. But I mean, I started out listening to country music with my mom and like pop music and classic rock with my dad.
Yeah.
But I think like the first music I got into was 21 Pilots. They were the first band that I got into.
That was like yours. It wasn't your parents' music.
Yeah, that was like, my music.
What about for you, Yummy? What was your first? Not my mom's or my dad's CDs or my older brothers or whatever.
I will have to say it's probably just like pop songs because like being a kid growing up in like the 2010s,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, I feel so cool. Like nobody knows about this.
Right. Yeah. Just because nobody in your house was listening to the pop bangers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in middle school when I started growing older, I started listening to a lot of Fiona Apple, and I think you can kind of tell sometimes in my like style and singing and like writing. I take a lot of inspiration from Fiona Apple and like Mitski.
I just noticed your My Chemical Romance poster. They're probably my favorite band.
Oh, no.
I should have mentioned them. They're my favorite band. I saw them in Portland with my girlfriend 2 years ago.
Yeah. I saw them
And-
in 05 at some radio thing.
That was the year I was born, so.
Oh, shit. Of course.
Right, I
Yeah.
wasn't around for that.
Yeah, I think it was like right after the Black Parade
But,
had come out.
I mean,
So when I saw them.
I think I'll have to say MCR is also another one of my big influences.
Yeah.
I think I started listening to them at the perfect time because they were heavier than most like pop rock bands.
Right.
But they weren't like death metal, So it was kind of like that good balance. Because I was always a big fan of harsh, loud vocals, and
Right.
I also like singing. I think singing is a very pretty art form, but I like that they merged the two. They merged the loud and punk and heavy metal with like this classical beauty.
Yeah, it's so fucking dramatic.
Yeah,
Three
it's-
Cheers album is...
It's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like I think that like you could play that on piano and it would sound like Beethoven. Like
Right.
that whole album is beautiful.
But no, actually, yeah, a lot of these posters are... This is my teenage daughter's room. She lives in Seattle with her mom part-time. So other than the records, which I borrowed from my son, and one or two things, everything else is my 15-year-old daughter's because she's the coolest kid ever.
She looks really cool.
With
Yeah.
TV Girl.
Yeah, Childish Gambino. Ooh, love him.
What made y'all want to kind of take it more seriously than just kind of jamming or messing around or like, hey, this is a cool idea?
We don't.
Well,
Yeah.
no, okay. Well, when did you like, hey, all right, this is a band. This isn't just me and
Oh.
homeboy jamming.
Probably when we made like a second song.
Yeah,
Honestly,
no,
it was probably
we
when
were
we
really into
recorded
it.
our second song. I'd say
Yeah.
like we're kind of a band. I mean, we don't really
Yeah.
perform live, so it's like hard to call us a band.
Yeah.
But-
is there a reason y'all don't perform live? Because I mean, one of the questions I was going to ask is your first live show.
So
Oof.
yeah, we played our high school talent show. We played "Since You've Been Gone" by Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, fuck yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I've just played my guitar. She sang.
Yeah, I heard that that song was a bunch of like pop producers trying to make a stroke song, but with a banger chorus, and that's how Kelly
I've
Clarkson
never
"Since
heard
You've Been
that.
Gone" happened.
I've
That's
never
really
heard- That's just
interesting.
to me, it's just a childhood favorite. you
Yeah,
know?
oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does. I guess it does sound like that.
Yeah, but we went up there and we performed and we did win and did go
Oh,
to
shit.
the Old City talent show, but then we lost.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
We did.
We did win.
No, we didn't win the Alt City one.
No, did we not win something?
No, we didn't. We
Oh,
won the
okay,
first
well, I
one.
guess.
We won
Yeah.
We won the in-school talent show.
Yeah.
And they had all
Uh-huh.
the schools in the Kennewick School District
Mm-hmm.
come around with all the winners, and everyone would do their thing, and then
Yeah,
we
they'd
were in
pick
that
winners
pool.
for like categories. We didn't win the second one, but
We
if I'm being
kinda-
honest, it's
yeah.
because we kind of sucked.
We
Right.
kind of didn't put that much effort
Yeah,
into the second
it
one.
wasn't very good.
Oh,
the
okay.
second
Yeah.
time.
You
It
guys
wasn't
had to
the
do a
worst.
different song, or
No, we did
No,
the
it
same
was the
song.
same
It just
one.
wasn't
We
as
just didn't
good.
care anymore.
I think I was just, I don't know. I was like,
We were just like spaced out the whole time.
yeah,
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, I think that for us, the thing that we enjoy the most about like making music together is that like making music, like the expression part of it. And I'm not sure that we feel like it's necessary to perform, but like of course, like
if the opportunity comes up.
yeah, if it were to
Right.
come up,
It's also, we've been looking for someone to play drums for so long.
Right.
No.
And
Nobody-
it's like we'll find someone and then they can't. We are Silence in the Trees. This song is In Sickness and Health.
Your heart glows like a star. In the night you guide me home. You shine bright in the dark. You will never feel alone. I'll carry you to the end when the sun sets in the west. The waves crash out on the sand. I'll love you forever from one night to the next.
Hello, we are Silence in the Trees, and this is our top single. Everybody knows the song called Empty, and we wrote it, and it's about being empty.
One last time again, I'm here, standing in my brain with no one near. I want to stay, it feels safe here, and I am afraid of what feels real. I'm stuck upon you. Every monster in my hiding, but my closet staying shut. Stop playing with the lighting. My business been outlawed. Refusing breath now every time I talk. I hate myself for it, but it wasn't my fucking fault. In the falling again, tattooed your touch in my brain. There are gates with mine, but you've been it all. My of you. I promise you I won't cry. You took my life when I was young. Now I'm empty inside. Now I'm empty inside. I'm empty inside. I'm empty inside.
I was pleasantly surprised by how chill. I don't know. Maybe if I just have this weird thing. I'm 41, so maybe I think all y'all young guys, it's all like hyper pop, crazy, fucking doing blow and poppers and fucking bisexual
Yeah.
sex in the bathroom.
Don't
you
worry,
know,
that's-
or whatever.
That's still part of the band.
You know, but I found it again refreshing, and I'm like, oh, all right. And also, I'm somebody who has to teach myself to chill the fuck out and slow down.
Right.
So like to have very chill, or the one that you guys recently released a video for. What one was
Reach. That was
Reach.
Yeah, Reach.
That song is
Reach.
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 Reach with an R, no B.
Yeah.
Oh, Reach.
Reach.
As in you're reaching
reaching.
out.
Yeah, you're reaching out.
That song, I mean, I still think that's probably our best song we've ever written.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's something so different. I was listening to a lot of Radiohead,
Oh yeah.
Fleetwood Mac, and so I wanted
That'll
to
do
have a somber, like sad guitar line, and then like a really catchy and groovy bass
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
And I just came up with it, and it's such a simple song. I mean, like it's a beginner song. Like anyone could play it.
And
on
it's
guitar.
not like we try to make happy songs either.
No, it was.
We
It
really
kind of just came out
don't.
that way. Also, like
Yeah.
sometimes they just come out sad.
Yeah.
You know what? It's the angsty like teenager. in
Exactly.
us.
We're still teenagers.
Yeah, anytime
Yeah.
that I made a song that even sounded somewhat happy, I resented it and like, oh, it's corny, it's terrible.
See,
it's
that's
fake.
Yeah.
You
That's why
know?
we make it satire.
Yeah. we've definitely made happy songs, but I feel like
But they're stupid.
they come from a genuine place. Like
Right.
I'm not gonna make a happy song just because to sound happy.
Right.
I'm making a
Yeah.
happy song because there's something in my life that needs to be celebrated.
Yeah.
So a lot of
Yeah.
our happiest songs have happy lyrics. You know.
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of if you listen to the lyrics, it's actually really depressing. Because
But like,
yeah,
yeah.
it's kind
cares?
of like who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to go back to my initial reaction to your guys' music because I discovered y'all because I ran into Yemi here at the Cafe Con Arte open mic a few
Yep.
weeks ago, and she happened to be playing. Well, she played a song. You sang a song in Spanish, and then you were also going to do Valerie, the Amy
Amy
Winehouse
Winehouse,
version, and I
yeah.
knew how to fucking play that song. And actually, I had actually practiced it earlier that day because I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm like, because at open mics I do try to just jam with other people or create moments like that, just on the fly. Like that's kind of like the adrenaline rush I need. I need like Daredevil open mic. I can't just show up with a prepared song. I need to teach 3 strangers
Right.
this song and perform it on the spot.
That's
Yeah,
that's fun.
and you were really dope for doing that, for joining me,
Oh,
and
it was cool.
yeah, it was dope.
Yeah.
And so from you singing the Spanish song and then Amy Winehouse song, I was pleasantly surprised again to that you had a band. I'm like, oh fuck yeah. And
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this Silence in the Trees to be the band that you were in, but I'm like, oh fuck yeah, this kid is diverse.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that, and I loved the music enough to where I immediately hit you guys up and wanted to find out more. But where does the name come from, if you care
It's
to?
it's a
divulge the
21
mystery.
Pilots song called Trees,
Oh, okay.
and it's she didn't know that when I told her.
Yeah, I thought
she
it
was
sounded
just like
cool.
she was just like, that sounds cool, and I'm like, it does sound cool. And I don't think I ever explained it to her because I still 21 Pilots is still a guilty pleasure because they're kind of corny, but like I thought it sounded cool. We live in Washington. There's a lot of trees here,
Yeah.
so it's like it kind of fits,
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry, none of you guys have the fuckboy tree forest tattoos, do you?
No.
Okay,
No.
good.
This one.
Okay, good. I'm sorry.
That's
My
we have-
apologies to any fuckboys out there with forest on your tattooed on your forearm.
I haven't evolved. I haven't gotten to that stage of my life yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe someday.
I only got one, and it was my ex-wife's name, and then I covered it up with another bad tattoo, and then covered up with my current wedding ring. So
That's fun.
tattoos aren't always the best idea, kid.
Definitely.
God, I have like 5.
She regrets all of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're all
so
her exes.
That's so true.
I ran out of body parts to start tattooing.
I kind of missed this one, honestly.
God. Yeah.
I just keep dating guys named Brian over and over again. But okay, so what do you guys remember? I guess you said earlier, Yami, you remember as young as you could remember you wanted to be on stage and jumped on stage.
Yeah.
Was that your first memory of performing live or doing
Well,
stuff like that?
I have a very musical family. Like my family is very much the type to do like karaoke on the weekends.
Oh, nice.
And like they would all get drunk and do it. So it sounded kind of silly, but like
Oh, yeah.
you know, they always encouraged me to like sing. And then I started singing by myself, like in my own room and like practicing my own songs in Spanish and like the melancholics in Spanish that I knew everybody liked. And then I started performing in like fairs and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah, but
Did you ever like sing the national anthem at a baseball game or something?
no, but I did sing it at school.
Okay,
I
there you
did.
go.
Yeah.
I did too.
Really?
Remember I was in Mad Hatter's choir.
Oh my God, that
for
was
like
us
the
together.
first. Well, that was like it was a whole choir, but
Yeah.
we were in Mad Hatter's junior year for
That
like
was,
maybe
like,
like
the
2
top
months
choir of Kennewick
because it was
High
a
School.
0 hour.
Okay.
And I would wake up at the time class started, and then I'd have
Right.
to pick her up and bring her.
Because I didn't drive.
Yeah, even though she
Yeah.
could have just walked.
Did you guys take a lot of music
Okay.
classes in school or
I
church or anything?
took guitar. Well, I mean, I did band all throughout middle school, and I still think that's kind of where I learned because I learned piano in middle school.
Oh, okay, so you can like read music and everything.
I don't know how to read music, but I see all instruments as like a piano.
You see
Oh,
the
yeah.
notes moving.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you the names of notes
Right.
and
Yeah.
chords and
Do you have
stuff.
like synesthesia?
I know pretty good music theory, and that's I owe a lot of that to middle school band. But
you want to shout out you guys' middle school or high school or music
Horace Heaven
teachers?
Hills Middle School in Kennewick, Washington.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
sucked. It was awful. The
Yeah.
halls were so tight, so everyone was getting sick all the time. But Kennewick High School,
Yeah, we both
it was
went
amazing.
there.
Amazing
Yeah.
school,
Okay.
great
Shout
teachers,
out to Kennewick High School.
great staff, very supportive
I love
people.
Kennewick. I learned piano my freshman year in Kennewick High School, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
dope.
And that's actually when I started, because, you know, it gets to a point sometimes where you're like, okay, I want to be an artist, but I don't know what to do, and I'm never going to get there. And then I learned piano, and then I met Dylan, and then I was like, okay, well, maybe I can do this at least locally. You know, and now I don't think that I want to be like a huge star. That sounds really
Yeah.
Right.
stressing.
I feel the same, honestly. I think that I hate working. Like, I hate working so much that if I make music into a job, I'm just going to hate it.
Right, yeah.
And so I'd rather have it as just something I like to do.
yeah, anything that becomes an obligation kind of
Sucks, yeah.
takes away.
It does, yeah. But, you know, it's still something that, you know, I like performing in front of like small groups of people, not because I get nervous with big groups of people, but because like it feels closer. You know, you can look into their eyes, or like you can look around and kind of joke around,
Right.
like at the open mic, and I like stuff like that.
Except she's not funny, so it doesn't really work.
Okay, well, shut up.
Well, what do you guys remember of your first big concert or musical experience?
Oh, man. I went to the rodeo a lot as a kid, and there was always some local country or blues band playing there. I grew up in a small town in Oregon, so there wasn't a lot of music other than local stuff and like blues, country, you know, just traditional American music, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think the first like performance that had like an impact on me was probably that one performance that we did at the talent show was like really interesting and that really stuck with me. But my senior year, actually, I sang a song in Spanish by Rocío Durcal. I forgot the name, but it's really popular, and I won like the whole show title in it, and then I went to the city, the old city talent show, and then I won the singing category on that. So that was
She's
pretty
a boss.
big.
Of
Yeah,
course.
and I was also like singing for my folklorico team in Kennewick High School. I was in Ballet Folklorico Leonas de Kennewick, and I was singing and dancing. So
Okay.
that kind of put me out there. It had to.
Right.
No, I've just become a little more comfortable with performing kind of
Yeah.
in my own time after I graduated.
I still don't think I'm really comfortable performing. because a lot of times I forget parts of my own songs.
Oh, right.
Like I don't.
It's his fault.
It's not my fault. I just, especially with like the guitar solos, I can't remember a single guitar solo. Like
Well, I know a lot of guitar players that they just every solo is an improv.
That's
like,
what I was.
there's
That's what I would have done.
set in stone.
Yeah, if I performed on stage, I would just improvise. That's how I record
Right.
guitar solos. So
Right.
that's how I would perform them.
And then just pick the one that you like or that fits.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The writing process, it kind of like what you said before. It's you demo a lot of stuff, and then when you feel it's good enough, you write to it or send it to Yami to write to. Or
Every song is different, but I think the most common way we do it is I record an instrumental, send it to her. She writes a melody and lyrics. But there's plenty of songs where we've both written them, where I've written the whole thing, where she's written the whole thing. It's like a very collaborative thing. It's not.
Yeah.
It's hardly ever just one person writing a song.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's very much like every song has like a story, right?
Right.
And like there's some songs that are closer to my story and closer to his. You know, like he writes songs for his girlfriend, and I'm just like, okay, I don't want to do anything
You're
to
like,
that.
I don't love that
But
hoe.
I still make her sing them. Of course.
Yeah, I still sing them,
Yeah.
but you know, it's very personal.
Just so when my girlfriend knows that I love her, it's through her voice.
Right, of course. She'll
Not
think
through-
of me.
yeah. she'll
I
think
was
of your
I was in a
voice.
band where we had a great singer, and even she was like, hey, it's great when you say you wrote a song, and I just have to memorize your words or whatever. But it's also for something that I wrote to be filtered through somebody who can actually sing. Because as much as I love to sing and wish I could, I do not have the voice. I do not.
Right.
I can't. If I sing really high, I can. If it's all just like a head voice, maybe
Yeah.
I can sing. But other than that, I really can't. So to have my lyrics be filtered through somebody and that make other people dance or make other people cry, it would feel like a fucking superpower.
I mean,
I would
yeah.
even like take credit when somebody come up to her like, oh, that one song that so good it made me cry. I'm like, I wrote that shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think music is a very collaborative thing. It's like a very human thing. So
Yeah.
it's like when I make music on my own, like my own music, it sounds so much different than music we make together because
Yes.
it's our music is like a combination of our two worlds. But my
Yeah.
music is just my world. And I mean, I like having full control, but I like having other input because she's so much more talented in things that I'm not talented in. When I write music, I don't have in mind the fact that there's going to be vocals in there. So a lot of times the instrumentals sound really full, and then when we have to actually record them,
You
I have
start
to
taking shit
I
out?
have to take shit out. There's like a part in the first song on a new album called "The Chord" where there's actually like a kind of like a mini guitar solo playing during the second verse. But I'm just like, I mean, she's singing. Like we can't have both. But she likes to sing over my guitar solos all the time.
Of course I do.
You know, when I start shredding, she's like, "Oh, maybe I should be the center of attention again."
Okay, I like how we make songs together because sometimes we'll sit like we are right now.
Yeah.
He'll stop playing like guitar and I'll just start singing it. And like it'll be like that's how Slow came about, like the first song that we made.
It was just this little riff that I had written. Like it was like,
It wasn't even planned.
yeah, I just had this little riff and she started singing to it and then we recorded it.
Yeah, we recorded on my phone.
Valley of Love, that was another song that we kind of came up with. I had this new metal sounding riff that I just would play and then she would start singing to it. And it ended up sounding really freaking cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
So I feel like those are kind of the songs that I enjoy making the most because they feel very like collaborative.
Uh-huh.
You know, sometimes it can be like kind of like distancing when like he just sends me the track and then I'm like, okay, well I have to think like what he was thinking when he wrote this.
All right.
And then write the lyrics and then write the melody, like in regards to that, because sometimes they could be like two different emotions that we're getting. So we have to talk about the song and we have to talk about like, okay, what do we want this to be? I can't just write about anything.
It's yeah, because when I think about songs, I'm like, okay, I want you to start singing here, and she'll send me what she came up with, and she starts singing like right off the bat. I'm like, okay, I didn't expect that, but I never like push against it because I'm like maybe it could sound good, and it does sound good.
Don't go looking for me in my paradise. I'm far from staying hidden in the dark. Give me some light, even if it's just a spark. One more time in my brain will fall apart.
We're gonna set up a dream show here. We're gonna be playing at the Toyota Arena. It's a 3-band bill. You guys are opening, and it could be any bands of all time. It could be the Beatles, the Doors.
Okay.
You know, bands that don't even exist anymore. You guys are the openers. Who's the middle and who's the closer? Biggest show of your lives.
Ooh, oh my God.
I mean, there's only 2 of you, so you can each just pick one and then fight over who middles and who closes. Or you guys can just fight all out.
I think I don't know.
And is that venue good enough for you, the Toyota Arena? Do you have like a favorite arena?
There's this one in Spokane. It's like some warehouse or something. It's in Spokane, and it's really nice.
Oh, the Knitting Factory?
The Knitting Factory.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
mean, me
I'm
and my
thinking
kids saw Danny Brown there last year. Yeah.
The Knitting Factory. That's where I would play, and I think headliner, maybe Nirvana.
Okay.
I would want Deftones in there just to see like Chino Moreno
Yeah,
playing.
Chino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then would it be Silence in the Trees, Deftones, and then Nirvana?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that's
closer Nirvana. Like.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nirvana
perfect.
just brings that last little bit of energy.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Yeah, that would be a great show.
That would be great.
That'd be
Because
awesome.
also we get inspired by them. I feel like it's so stupid saying like, yeah, we were inspired by like Deftones and Nirvana. It's like
Can
so
we sound
stupid.
more basic?
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Well, I mean,
but it's also like everyone that
Like,
says that
they're good for a reason.
Everyone
Yeah.
that says they're inspired by these bands, they all sound different from each other.
yeah.
Like you get 3 bands that are inspired by Nirvana, and they all sound different. You know?
I mean, it's
Right.
inspiration, not like copying.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
and also each one of these big popular bands is a gateway drug into other bands that
Right.
Mm-hmm.
that inspired them. Like a lot of people got into Fugazi because they Nirvana
Right.
because Kurt loved Fugazi and shit like that.
Yeah, the Pixies.
Yeah. They ripped a lot from the Pixies, and they even admitted as much.
Yeah.
You know, and then shit like that. That's always like My Chemical Romance and Green Day. You know, pop punk bands and shit like that. They got people into these more niche genres and
Right.
shit that they wouldn't have heard of
Yeah.
if they didn't hear American Idiot.
There's
or-
also a lot of like physical like aesthetics that we take inspiration from. Like,
Yes.
Right.
With like our first album, it was more grungy, so it was more Nirvana and like Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
For the second one, the look of it wasn't really as like uniformed, I guess.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
it took so long to get everything done on that album that it didn't feel like very uniform.
I do feel like something that inspired like a lot of like the energy that we put into that album was like our trip that
Definitely.
we
We took a trip to Oceanside in
Uh-huh.
Oregon.
Yeah, with our friends.
Yeah, it was me, her, and 2 other friends, and it was like so fun. And we went to the beach, we listened to music, we built like a giant. It was a fun trip, and then I feel like a lot of the emotions we had on that trip translated into the music.
But we did all of our friends. We came together and made a playlist. Actually,
A road
for the
trip
trip,
playlist, a Spotify
yeah,
playlist.
it was super long. It was like 11 hours long,
Oh,
Uh-huh.
love it.
and
Well, I mean, that's about 5-6 hour drive there, 5-6
So-
hour drive back.
Yeah.
yeah, so like we were listening to that the whole time, and then we kept making music.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like it felt like a mix of like genres
Yeah.
coming together. That was
Because
like in
we're
our
all
brain.
so different musically.
Yeah.
Along that lines, usually we have bigger bands here, although I love a fucking 2-piece. Always loved just doing the most with
Right.
the least, But usually I'd read these guilty pleasure songs and have people guess. But I'm just going to read them off and then have the listeners guess, is this Dylan or is this Yami?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. They can probably guess.
No, all right. Well, yeah, we'll see. I can already tell just by the handwriting. So, listeners, who do we think chose the song Chainsaw Guts Fuck by Mayhem?
Okay.
Take a wild guess, guys.
Also, who do you think chose the song Hotline Bling by Drizzy Drake?
By Drizzy, I love that song.
Oh my god.
All right, now, listeners, and Silence in the Trees fans, which band member do you think chose the song Don't Rain on My Parade, the Glee version?
Oh, of course.
I'll give y'all a second to think about that one. And next, who chose the song Pharaoh's Dance by Miles Davis? Classy. I should play like some Jeopardy music. Or
Yeah.
Who chose the song Stay Home by American Football? And lastly, the song Let's Have a Kiki, the Glee version.
Oh God.
All right, so thank y'all for playing.
Take your best guesses, guys.
So what's next? Are you guys working on the next project or just collecting songs or
I mean,
no
as for
pretense?
now, there's not really a direction.
Yeah, we're kind of writing our own music.
Yeah, usually after we release an album, it's just like a little bit of taking
Like,
a
woo.
break. Yeah.
Right.
We did it.
Because it can be kind of stressful trying to get it out. Just because I feel like if I don't get it out now, I'll never get it out.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the stress about it. And so now, if we don't start anything, there's no pressure to get it out.
Right. Oh yeah, I see.
But it's also just like, I kind of feel like there's nothing to write about much right now
Yeah.
that we would want to share at least.
Yeah.
I think
you
an
guys both
album
have
would be too
other
much.
outlets to write, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I release my own music, and I mean I haven't been very consistent with it. It's kind of just so I can release my own music and not have to be tied to the band. But I don't consistently release my own music. It's just occasionally, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like I've been liking to work with like local musicians, you know. I have this other band, sorry Dylan, that I've been playing
Just now
with.
hearing about this, guys.
Yeah, I've been practicing like songs in Spanish for like wineries and stuff like that.
Oh right, right.
But you know, I kind of
Those
feel
days you
like
gotta play like 3-4 hours. Though,
Oh,
and
yeah.
know every song
it's so
with like
long.
no set list.
See, okay, never
Yeah.
mind. I'm not that jealous, actually.
Yeah, but you know, it gets me out there and
Oh,
it
yeah,
gets
yeah,
me a little pay at least.
No, and it's also great training, like stage training, vocal training, working.
Crowd.
Yeah, my advice is to always play with as many musicians as you can because you soak up so much game, even from bad musicians. You realize what you
You
don't
learn.
want to do. You know,
Yeah.
I am equally informed by the music that I hate than I am the music that I love.
Yeah. And you know, I do think that it's a lot about like knowing other people, like connection. You know what I mean when it comes
Yeah.
to music.
Yeah, and it's a language that we're lucky enough to be able to communicate in. After I had my first band and it broke up, like I was so like, oh my God, I'll never love again, and it was the one true love. And then like I talked to a friend and he's like, dude, I'm in 8 bands right now,
Yeah.
and I've been in 20 before this, and it's whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
that surprised me. Actually, I didn't know about that until I started working with local musicians.
yeah.
You know, I was like, oh my God, they're like in 3 other bands. Like,
Right.
that's insane.
What I really like about Yami's vocals is how high she can sing.
Thank
I
you.
like it sounds so angelic and like a siren. You
A
know? It
little
sounds
sad, too.
It sounds so. It sounds like a dream, like you're like a song you hear in a dream.
Yeah.
And then
Ethereal.
I try to put that over my heavy influences.
Right.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know.
Right.
And so sometimes I have to go softer. But I'm not afraid to go soft because I'm
Because you're man.
I'm a man. Yeah. I have a heart.
But yeah, you know, like music is a very like emotional thing, you know? There's like a thing about like listening to music when you feel really sad. You listen to sad music, and then when you're really happy, you listen to really happy music. And I feel like it's a very like emotional thing that you can't really predict,
Yeah.
you know?
It's a very intimate thing too.
So you can't keep it in the cage.
Right.
You can't.
We're no different than any other artist. We're just putting what
Yeah.
we feel
Right.
into song, and
It's a little shitty.
yeah, it's
Well, no,
like
it's beautiful that there is a space for everybody to have that now.
Right.
Yeah.
And to find their audience. I got over hating on bands that weren't for me when the very simple idea of like, oh, I'm not their target audience.
Right.
They don't
Yeah.
want my money. They don't give a shit. I'll go over here and listen to System of a Down or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's true. We kind of keep in mind that, you know, our audience so far has been like people that
we
kind
know.
of enjoy, you know, being sad. 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know, that's
Because we're young.
I
Yeah.
love me a sad bitch song.
Other-
Still now.
Exactly.
Even in my 40s.
of course, but you know, we also don't want to like keep ourselves in one thing.
Yeah.
That's why we were like, okay, well, this album is different For sure.
Yeah, and I mean, even with like our next projects, they might sound so different.
Yeah. We might be a pop,
Yeah, we might be like the next Justin Timberlake or something.
Of course.
Well, I heard recently there's a band that I think they do like doom metal and cumbia, and they're called Doombia.
Wow.
And I'm like, I haven't listened to them yet, but the name and the concept, I'm like, oh, that sounds
That's
like some shit
interesting.
that I could get jiggy with.
I listened to this artist, this
Yeah.
band recently from like Oklahoma called Chat Pile. And they're like a weird industrial metal funk band, and it's so like weird. And it's like the fact that like someone thought of music like that, it's like so different than how I would think of music.
Yeah.
And
They
that's
executed it so well.
it's like
That's
all they're
beautiful,
doing
too.
is playing music the way they've been doing it their whole life.
Yeah.
And it's so foreign to me. Like it's so
Yeah.
like, how could I couldn't think of that in like 10 years.
Right.
Yeah, and there's so many aspects that go into it, and like your environment is one for sure.
Mhm.
And I feel like I'm gonna go into like the local musicians again, but like talking to other people from here, you kind of get like the energy that kind of people have here in Tri-Cities, right?
Mhm.
And I kind of feel like musicians here are very much like for helping each other, building each other up.
Yes.
And I kind of feel like that probably could have something to do with like the way that we interpret music sometimes as well,
Right.
Mhm. I think that specifically around Washington and Oregon, there's like a culture of trying to help people out,
Yeah,
and I feel like it's existed for a long time. And so I feel like
for us.
yeah, like we're just living as part of that. We're just in the middle of that. And I think it's very lucky that we
And that's what we think now. Maybe it's not like
Yeah.
that. Maybe one day like we'll go into like an actual like big job and we'll be like, oh, everybody sucks.
yeah, we're going to be like, fuck, these people don't want to help me out at all.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I don't want to make this a job, is because I'm going to learn how corrupt it really is.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
to. So bye.
Yeah. If you're forced to, then you kind of, I guess we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess before I forget, where can we find y'all? I know you guys are on probably all the streamers, just
Yeah.
Silence
Yes.
in the Trees. And what were the
Silence-
name of your first two projects?
The first
Evergreen.
Evergreen was our first one, and the Sands of Time Change All was our most recent one.
And
Yeah.
where can we find y'all? Like Instagram,
We're
TikTok,
on
while it still
Instagram,
exists.
TikTok, if that's still around.
Yeah.
And then we're
But what are your ats for that?
Silence in the Trees _band.
for Instagram.
For both, actually.
Oh, is it for both?
Yeah.
Silence in the Trees _band.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we are on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, iTunes. I made sure to
SoundCloud.
get like in there, and yeah, SoundCloud,
Yeah.
YouTube,
I have to like
of
upload
course,
that myself.
YouTube Music.
Oh yeah. All the
Just
big
look
ones.
for us and you'll find us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I found y'all on YouTube.
There's not a lot of bands called Silence in the Trees.
Yeah.
So
nice. But
Yeah.
do you guys have any like shout outs you want to give to other bands or other artists or your girlfriend? And also, I guess, words of wisdom or advice you would give, 10-year-old versions of yourself or any other little dorks who want to start bands with other dorks in high school?
I would say if you want to start making music, it's never too late. You could be
Yeah.
70
Right.
years old and you could start making music. You just have to admit that your music sucks. For a long time, your music's gonna suck balls. And learning music takes a lot of hard work and learning, and people don't want to admit that they'll have to learn music theory to be a good musician. But just get it out of the way and do it, and then you'll be writing like the best songs you'll ever hear.
Yeah, and I think, for me as a singer, I think a lot of the advice I would give is just like get yourself out there. Like, yes, it's scary. Yes, it's like not easy to do, but being up there, you kind of just like have to do it. You have to get it over with.
But also,
It's a
putting
fear.
yourself out there is what got you here, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I ran into you at an open mic,
Mhm.
and I thought you were cool. You were cool enough to play a song with me. You happen to have a band. I happen to have a podcast that showcases, local bands.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. You guys had a lot of recorded material, and you guys didn't suck, which was great. I mean, even if you did suck, I would have, because this is, I'm trying to give everybody,
Right.
shine a light on anybody who's actually out here doing it. Not just my favorites, but it
Right.
does also happen that I do like your guys'
Well, we
music.
appreciate it.
And
Thank
I
you.
recognized your vocal talent right away, and was
Thank you.
surprised you were in, the
Rock.
sad girl
Yeah.
fucking ass band that you were in versus like the bubbly, Mexican and pop songs I saw you sing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's very different.
Yeah, but I do love that. And I've always loved duality, of we contain so many different shades that we can paint with, or if we choose to, and I love that.
Yeah. And I wanted to say, art is not about making you comfortable. I feel like art is like, you're gonna be uncomfortable if you're an artist.
Right.
And you have to perform, you have to sing or play instruments or make songs. You're gonna be uncomfortable, and you have to be comfortable with
You have
that.
to be willing to open up your soul to the world.
Yeah.
If you want to release music at least, because I mean everyone can make music and not release it, but like if you want to release music at least, you have to. I mean, I've talked about some stuff that I wouldn't talk about. Like
It's scary.
yeah, I
sometimes.
wouldn't talk about certain things in person that I've talked about in my songs, because that's what it is. You're expressing how you
It's
feel,
uncomfortable.
and so
yeah.
like
And you're allowed to do that in the song format.
Yeah, because
Right.
there's like less pressure too.
exactly.
You know, there's things that I have written about that, you know, I'm not really open about the experiences. But I do think that it's important to like talk about those experiences if you want them to be more like known, you know,
Yeah.
like normalize like people for people to not feel alone. And also I think something that we both learned being in the band is that it doesn't really matter if other people don't like it, don't give a shit. Like
Yeah.
you have
Right,
to
yeah.
like it. You have to like
For
your
sure.
own music.
it's for you. You're making music for
Yeah.
you. It's just other people can hear it.
And like
Yeah.
being in a band is kind of like, okay, sometimes I don't like the songs that we make, sometimes
Yeah.
he doesn't like them, but like we come together in the middle.
Yeah,
you know?
it helps that we're friends.
Yeah.
Too, and not just like.
And we can just be
coworkers.
like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Like I can tell her if she.
like that was
Can't
horrible.
sing.
Yeah.
I was once in a band, and we had a cellist in the band, and one time she was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't listen to any of our songs," and then I stopped and then I realized I'm like, actually, I don't know how many. Like, if this was a song by somebody else, I don't know if it would be a song that would make my playlist, but because I'm writing it and creating it in this context,
Yeah.
but when she said that, it kind of first I was offended. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, but then I'm like, oh wait,
Well,
actually,
you
a
play
lot
the
of our
cello.
yeah. Well, no, I mean, yeah.
Well, you play the cello in the band. I don't,
And she was homeschooled.
yeah, we don't need your
No.
opinion, homeschooled cello player.
I mean, yeah, I think for us, we are very big on we think our songs suck.
Uh-huh.
We think they're horrible.
Yeah, and
But-
it takes people like me to convince you, like, no, it's good. I actually care enough. I
They're-
want to talk to you guys about these songs.
She might think our songs are horrible. I think they're great though.
It's because I get really scared.
She's so self-conscious about it. She's always like, I need to redo this. I need to do this vocal line. I'm like, girl, this song was like 4 years old at this point. Like, we shouldn't be adding anything more to it.
Was there anything else? Any other shout outs or anything you wanted to say? Or
Shout out to my mom.
Shout out to Kennewick High School,
Yes.
where we met.
and your dad is Josh Gad, right? You
No.
want to shout him out?
No, a lot of people think that actually. A lot of people think my dad's Obama too, but
Oh, that's beautiful.
shout out my dad too though. Not Obama.
Not Josh Gad.
Yeah. Shout out my dad and my mom.
Shout out to our parents for
Yes.
letting us be born.
For real.
But no, again, for Tri-Cities Mixtape, thank you guys for sharing your music and your
Thank
stories.
you
This
for
is
having us
Silence in
here.
the Trees from Kennewick, Washington.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At school they always say, put away that face, leave it at the door, they'll come and ask for more. Hear the song.
chick once.
What? Like the school librarian?
Yeah, dude, that bitch.
She's like old as fuck.
Yeah, dude, like the older the better. They age like wine, bro. I'm telling you.
Are you fucking serious? Did she actually, bro?
Dude, yeah, it was like last year, it was like after school or something.
Oh, cause that's low-key not okay. You're kind of a victim.
Yeah, I'm seeing a therapist about it now.
You know what I'm seeing? Your mom.
Really? You're seeing my mom, dude?
Yeah, just hot as fuck, bitch.
Ah,